Daniela Merz. I'm one of the pastors of Trinity Lutheran Church here in Hamilton. At the moment, I'm sitting in the eatery on Barton Street 541, and I want to thank Sue Carr for having me here today and letting me use this great cafe. In confirmation class, we came across the term social justice, and of course, some of the younger kids didn't really know what that is. So we started a discussion, and I tried to explain, and the older one explained, and then one of the older confirmation class students said, actually it's easy, it's all about fairness, and that all should have the same. I think children have that in them. When I was a kid, I did what all children did. When we had dessert and my mother had 5 plates of cherries, of course I counted them and made sure everybody had the same amount. But I don't know, when we grow up, we seem to lose that, and the love for ourselves kind of overcomes the love for our neighbors. And that's why our world is as it is, and we see inequality and poverty in so many shapes and forms. And I think that's why we need to commit to social justice, and our Trinity Lutheran Church has made that one of their key values, because we want to commit to following the old and modern prophets who urge us to speak and act in God's name and bring His love to the world. We are so happy that we can be here in your eatery today, because I think what you do is exactly this. You do your thing for social justice, and it's not such a small thing, it's actually pretty big.
Okay, so welcome to 541 Eatery and Exchange. We've been here this is our 8th year, and we are a cafe. We're a not-for-profit cafe, and we exist, just like you said actually, to give everybody equal access to good food and hospitality. And so the way that we do that is first of all to have a bigger welcoming space that we're sitting in. And then what divides people here in many parts of the world, and here in Canada, here in Hamilton, is our ability to pay. So if you can pay for something, you can get a lovely cup of coffee in a beautiful place and eat good food. And maybe there's not so much very wrong with that. Where the brokenness comes in is when that is only available to some people. And so what we say here is that we would like to make our welcome to everybody. And of course that's highly impractical. We may not be able to change all of Hamilton, but we can model something, both for the church and for the people who are at the moment outside the church. And so what we say is, when you come in here, if you're hungry, we would like to welcome you to eat. We have a jar, it's behind you right there, of buttons, and the buttons are cafe currency. And so when somebody comes in and says, maybe I'll order some soup and a grilled cheese, I'm reading off the menu here, or some French toast and a coffee, and maybe I will also buy 2 buttons. And we'll say, thank you, that's $2 extra, because each button costs $1. And then those buttons then become ready as cafe currency for anybody, you yourselves, if you had forgotten your money that day, to buy 5 buttons, $5 worth of anything off the menu. And you can choose whatever that is. So if you wanted a coffee and a couple of eggs, or a coffee and a cookie and a muffin, or however you wanted to do it. And if you had a few dollars in your pocket, you can add to it yourself, so that you started with 5 and you could make it slightly more. And what that does is, if you like, levels the playing field. It means that it then becomes accessible for anybody to be here, to sit in this space and relax and be at home. So that in a nutshell is what we do here. And I think it's, as you said, very simple. Sometimes it seems very small, but I think in just being a reset to how we see the world functioning, I think it's quite big. You can come and you can just buy a coffee and a muffin, and there you are, you have done mission, ministry with a purpose in Hamilton, without being too uncomfortable and getting something for it.
How much better can it get? Mission by drinking coffee. Awesome.
There you go.